Alright, this is Frank Sinatra, and welcome to this review of the Perfect Grade RX-78 GP01. And here we have the completed Perfect Grade GP01 ground combat version. And let me just pan this camera down a bit so you can see his legs from a distance. And back up. So, first off, this is probably the better of the two versions that you'll get of the GP01, because this one doesn't have the weight issues of the first one, but it still has a few minor issues, and I'll get to those later on in the review. So, let's just bring this sucker in closer. And here we are up close with the GP01. So for head movement, just back up a little bit, he has up and down, but it's really not all that far, if you can just tell from that. I'll just do it to the side so you can see. Here's the extent of down, and here's the extent of up. Barely any movement whatsoever. And it's the exact same thing with the FB version of the GP01, sorry. So for left to right, we have to here and to here. And same with the FB version, it'll only bend that far. It's really not all that impressive. And one reason I blame for this is the sheer length of the chin, but that seems to be in correct proportion. But also that this is all on a peg here, instead of actually building a better joint, like with the Wing Zero, how you built the neck joint instead. But this neck does have mechanical detail in there. You can see two chrome pistons, then the piston casings, which I didn't bother to paint. But this head does have extended articulation in for it opening up. There's one there, and this part will come off, and here's your switch for the eyes and main camera. Mine won't light up because something went wonky with the electronics on the inside, so I'm not going to crack it open again and try and fix it. But, damn it, does it every time. These parts should open up like so, and here it can at least show you it's on a polycap thing, and the polycaps seem kind of loose when you try and get them to come out, so you usually have to grab a pen or pencil or something to wedge that polycap to the way you want it, and then just reapply it to the head. So just give me a second to do that. Won't take all that long. Okay, and those polycaps sit on pegs, which you can barely see because of it's all gloss black in there. I didn't finish the inner frame because I don't care about inner frame stuff. Anyways, so here's our head fully extended, and another problem with that peg there is it's not nearly long enough. You can't set the head back onto the body really with all this extended. Kind of have to balance it on the peg and hope it stays up, which it rarely does. So that's another problem with this head unit, but otherwise, oh my god. Whew. Anyways, it looks very nice. They did a nice job modeling this head. I very much like the look of the GP01. Anyways, putting this back together. Okay, for his arms, these armor pads actually can come up in two areas. In both the front and back area, just opening up like that. It's for ease of getting the arm in and out, and just for just to show off what's going on in there, really. So the arm, just bring this camera down. This part has a flap here, which can extend. Seems a little gimmicky, but I'm sure people who get hard-ons for the nice inner frame detail could have some real fun with this kit, with all the inner frame stuff it'll give you. But that'll close back up, put these back down, and for more of the arm can actually do a full 180 bend. Let me just drag this camera back so you can see all this better. The arm does do a full 180 bend there, and a very nice part about it is right back here. So you can see where the shield goes in. That's a nice polycap, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is these little things. They're actually little locking mechanisms. If you pop them all out enough and pull them out, your arm will actually detach. And you can see inner frame detail on the inside of there. And if you even wanted to go even more extreme with the inner frame, just pull it off. And you can see pipes and all that other fun stuff in there. So, pop that sucker back on. It's just, one problem with this, these parts here is you might have to saw down a couple of them to get them to lock in all the way, or else some of them are going to be slightly jutting out or doing some other wonky stuff. But as standard for perfect grades, the GP01's hands are all fully articulated and is on a ball joint here for full 360 effect. But the thumb is kind of strange with this one. Most perfect grades don't have thumbs like these, but this one's kind of on a hinge-like thing. I'll show you. It's kind of individually articulated like that, and human thumbs kind of move like that, but I honestly prefer the ball joint instead of that hinge joint that they gave it. But it still doesn't hinder it going into a fist. Oh, and one thing about the hand before I forget, let's pry it back open. In here, not sure if you can see it, but right there is a small little line, a slit there, for your beam sabers and extra weapons to go in, so they don't wobble around in the hand, which everyone's always thankful for that, and I'm very thankful Bondi finally took the hint and started doing it to their master grades. But, fist back in, derpy derpy doo. Okay, the body itself has a bit of articulation. Just pull this forward for the cockpit. I'll just move it to the side, pull forward, and lift up. Then you have an easy access to the cockpit, which you can see the core fighter's cockpit in there. That core fighter door also opens up. So, and that's not all for the cockpit articulation. Just put it back in. These individual doors will also open up, allowing access out of the mobile suit that way. And you can once again see the cockpit in there. It won't open up all the way, so if I usually open it up, I just leave it at that and nothing else really. So, close it back up. Okay, so I guess since I'm running at about 8 minutes, I'll continue with the legs and such in the next part. So, I'll see you all there to continue with the legs.